Hi guys, it's Laura at Sheer Passion. I'm trying out a new room in the salon today, so thanks so much for coming in. I really enjoy doing these talks, and today I'm going to do a pretty controversial talk on swearing. So, because I know how to swear like the best of them, I thought we would talk about something that if you've ever gotten a haircut with me, that you know when I'm here, I can swear, I cannot swear. But more importantly, I wanted to talk about something that I've been watching in our culture happening often. I wanted to talk about it because it has a lot to do with my faith and why I stand up for what I believe in. And that is taking the Lord's name in vain, or saying Jesus Christ, or God damn, or oh my God, or Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, or bless them, or whatever it is, and how Hollywood is using it to tear down the Christian church. And because we won't stand up as a nation, act human, accept all of the things that we don't want to talk about any other time, let's talk about what swearing is and what swearing isn't. Okay? And you're going to see a couple of this come back up in previous videos, and we'll talk about it in the future as well, because it's going to continually come up, because it's one of the things that leads right back to God when He created us, allowed us to like our life, to really look into the nitty-gritty and what is it, why we swear, why it feels so good to swear, and what the difference is between swearing, using vocabulary, or using God's name in vain. Let me first point out that I am not a perfect person and that swearing sometimes just feels really damn good. So if you can start to understand how it can be funny, it can be sarcastic, it can be an explanation, it can be a relation. So if we stub our toes as human beings, as Christians, as people who go to church or people who don't go to church, if we stub our toes, what do we normally say? Shit! Oh, ow! You know, we don't normally go, oh, thank you, Lord Jesus, for making that toe that I just stubbed on the end of the bed. That's not how we speak. We speak very quickly, and out of all the words in the world, usually something like shit, damn, or hell come out of our mouth because it describes what? Irritation. It describes ignorance. We feel stupid. Our foot's connected to our leg, but in the moment that we tear off our toe and toenail goes flying that way and blood goes flying that way, what do? It's an immediate reaction in the brain that we're worthless. We're stupid. We don't know what we're doing. We shouldn't own feet. We should question whether or not we should drive outside. So you swear. I've noticed things changed. Now we say things like Jesus, or damn it, or God damn it. That's the difference. Did you see it? Did you hear it? You should have put chills down your spine, because that's the only time I get chills down my spine is when I swear that way. I could use the F-bomb all day long and I could care less, because it describes ignorance, irritation, an absolute crest of stupidity. So the F-bomb comes out. Am I proud of it? That's actually what I want the video to be about. Do you really want me to answer that question? If you are tripped up on asking me if I'm proud of using those words, you've already not dealt with the subject matter at hand. It is used. It's a description of irritation, frustration. We can all relate to it. It talks about ignorance, stupidity, arrogance, and the absence of Christ. So, if I would say, am I proud of it? Folks, if it was the word that was used in the sentence, then as all the human beings that could potentially watch this video, at one point in your life, you should get a nod on the other side of the screen. Are we proud of it? I don't know that that's the sentence that we should be asking one another. I think the sentence should go, is there something we can do as a collective society to change those words? Our behavior. We could change our behavior together. We could change our society together. We could take a look at our faith together. I'm proud that I will stand here and share with you that I swear. I am. I'm not ashamed of it. I am very proud that I will catch myself, because I find it odd that of all the things in the world to say, Hollywood has switched from using the F word to putting God's name in place. They've actually taken out as many F words as you could possibly put in a movie, and they've put goddamn, Jesus Christ, or oh my God in there instead. The Christian church has wussed out for so long that we've decided to use shame and questions that shame. Laura, Do you really think that you should swear? Well, I really think you should stop acting like an ass, and I won't want to. But, you know, is that sarcasm? You better effing believe it is. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just, you know, I'm showing you where we could go with this. So I just want you to be able to laugh at this stuff, because I'm sure some people are in their chairs like biting their fingernails going, folks, it's words. Relate with me. Don't hide from this. Come on, relate with me here. These are words that we use. Why do we use them? I'm not ashamed to talk about why we use them. If you are, that's the problem. That's why we've wussed out. We are human beings. We are human beings. We put our feet on the ground and we walk. And if something pisses us off, we say something about it, right? Why is it that we are allowing Hollywood, the media, and other people on the planet to put God's name in there? Are you ready to stand up for him? If we use the F word, you normally know, whether you know those people or not, someone's irritated. Someone's got a bit of irritation going on. I heard somebody drop the F-bomb. Okay, can we all relate to that and try to understand why that human being would be pushed to feel that way? I think we can. I think we can. We're not too quick to call somebody out if they take God's name in vain. Man, if you tell somebody about taking God's name in vain, you'd have to stand up for your faith. But how quickly people will say, not in my presence are you going to swear. Well, you know what? You need to start growing a backbone, and you need to start understanding that sometimes swear words just describe an irritation to the nth degree. We're talking arrogance, ignorance, irresponsibility, stupidity, frustration, loneliness, fear, anxiety, depression. You take those to any length and you've got swear words. And if you want to be fancy with it, you'll blame God. Yeah, because then there's not going to be a whole lot of people who will call you out on that. You know what? We have done ourselves a disservice because for many years we made it about swearing. And those are words to describe the ignorance of our family trees and then the ignorance of our society. And how quickly we've put God's name in there. And because we don't want to stand up as a nation and say, wait a minute, out of all the words on the planet, even words you can make up, I make up my words. Ask my husband, ask my stepson. I make up words all the time. And we find God's name to be the name that we use to swear with, to swear on, or when we have total excitement and absolute had no idea it was going to come out of nowhere stuff, we say, oh my God, you don't read his Bible, you don't do anything or tell anybody about him. I find it funny that when you're surprised, you bring him up. He had nothing to do with your life up until that point, and it's, oh my God. How about, oh my not God? How about, oh my Satan? How about, oh my aunt over there who drives everyone crazy? How about, oh my ex-husband's name? How about, oh my kid's name? No. See, that's the problem. If you can swear on God's name, and you can swear on everyone else's name, now you start to understand that it's on people that God created. And we got tripped up on words that described things people did. But we're allowing it to go on names, which actually talks about God's creation. See, swearing really isn't all that bad when you start to understand what is a swear word, what is a bastard. It's a person who uses the utmost of ignorance, stupidity, or arrogance and acts out in front of other people, lays down and does nothing when the cards are, drawn, and people call those people bastards. Yes, it means a baby born out of wedlock. That's not how we use it. The word in itself has two meanings. It's to cut twice. When you call somebody a bastard, and it's a person who has no mother or father that was born out of wedlock, everyone has a mother and a father. It's just whether or not they're in the house raising you. It means that you are worthless or came out of an act of sexual ignorance, and you were the trash that came out of it. But it describes ignorance, stupidity, and arrogance, irresponsibility. And we throw those terms out to then tear people down or shame them. Are we starting to understand how when you really start to look at the words, when we use these words, We are continually dealing with the frustration, the ignorance, the irresponsibility that people have because we will not be accountable to getting right with understanding that every single person was created on this planet for a reason. So if we choose a word that some people don't like, here's my stance on it. You don't like it because the minute that it's said, you have to deal with the type of person or being they're choosing to be. And in that moment, as Christians or non-Christians, we feel hopelessness in thinking that the world around us will change. I can tell you this, you can take God's name in vain all day long and you're going to answer to him. And nothing's going to change except you facing the Most High God and answering as to why you needed to swear on his name. It is very hard not to say, oh my God. Do you ever notice how hard it is not to say, oh my God? When you start the word, oh my gosh, oh my God, sounds, oh yeah, that actually like rolls off the tongue a little easier. It does, and there's a reason. The devil uses that. Have we sung it in hymns? Sure we have. Do we swear on the Bible when we're swearing in? Oh, of course. A whole entire nation swears to God on God's name in a justice system that is broken and run by the devil, and no one wants to ask questions about that. How about you just say you swear to tell the whole effing truth, all the effing truth, so help you effing whatever your name is. Swear on yourself. Yeah, because we have gotten really lazy at using our heads. Swearing describes the absence of Christ, but when you're using his name, you're swearing on him. That's the difference. That is swearing, and it's forbidden. And the Christian church has wussed out for so long. Do you understand how many people that we all know in our communities who have had sex out of wedlock? We're all whores now, baby. Are we? I don't feel like one. Yeah, we can put terms on it, but I don't feel like one. Not running from it and not hiding from it allows you to understand that the term was used and is meant for a reason. It doesn't work if it doesn't work. You won't tear me down with a name. Put it on a necklace. I'll wear that for you around town if you need me to. We need to get a hold of this, folks. This is really important. Swearing has caused a huge backlash in the church because our kids have been drinking. Our kids have been drugging. Our kids have been sexing. Our kids have now been texting. Our kids have very little responsibility, which leads them to arrogance, ignorance, irresponsibility, stupidity, anxiety, depression. You don't think they swear? Of course they do. Check their Facebook page. Roam Facebook of all the Christian friends that you have and find out what their kids are doing. Swearing is a huge issue because then it links directly back to, did you teach your kids to speak better? How about we try relating to one another and understand why we swear and why we don't? And when it's on God's name, that's when we should stand up and go, wait a minute. We're not talking about a society issue here where we're all taking a part of each other's lives and throwing it down the drain. We're swearing on God's name, and that's not going to happen here. It's not going to happen in my presence, and it's not going to happen in yours. You want to deal with the F-bomb at your family table, you knock yourself out. But I've heard people say, oh my God, I know myself I've struggled with it, I've used it. How very quickly, when you're very upset, you're very scared, you're very irritated, and the name of Jesus can roll off your tongue. Jesus! Oh! How does it happen? You're going to have to humble yourself. If you would like, you may blame me. But how does it happen out of all of the names in the world to swear on? Especially a guy that we haven't seen with our own very eyes. How is it that his name rolls off the tongue the quickest like butter? If you don't want to sit down and think about that, it is because we are so wishy-washy with our faith that we allowed words to consume us, and how quickly we didn't read the words of the Holy Bible and learn how to relate to those people and what we should have been saying and what we shouldn't have been saying. We created swear words to be the shame game. And now we've got the entire nation swearing on God's name and using God's name in vain. And we are going to answer for that. So I'll tell you this. Get your big girl boots on. Get out there and start doing something about it by being honest with yourself. Do you swear? Does it work sometimes? Does it show an angle of frustration or anger? Do you want to continue? Do you feel ashamed? What would you like to do with those words? How would you like to use them more wisely? Every single time you use them, you must take responsibility for using them. When we start to really break it down and think about this, how many people roll through stop signs? How many people run through red lights? How many people pay their taxes late? How many people only pay the interest on a credit card? But very quickly, those things can disgust other people, but you'll get very few people standing in a line saying, well, I do actually use the F word every now and then at my house. Or, you know what, actually when my husband and I get into some spats, I've been known to use it. Say it isn't so! Oh, you're off my friends list. I'm going to have to block you on Facebook now. I can't be hanging out with people like that. It sounds silly, doesn't it? It sounds silly. Because when you really think about it, swearing is like everything else. Have we all rolled through stop signs? Hey, if you've had your license for any length of time, unless you got it last week, you might have rolled through more than I have in the last 10 years if you got it last week. But I can tell you this, if you haven't rolled through a stop sign or run through a red light or paid your taxes late or only paid the interest on your credit card, then you're a saint and he'll call you back first. But I got to be honest with you. We haven't really been nice when it comes to owning our humanity, have we? We're very, very quick to shame. And we're very late to relating. We usually try to find the loophole of why that person would do something that we haven't sat for a long period of time and thought, no, wait a minute, I've done that myself. Swearing is a huge issue in our culture. And I wanted to be a person who came out and showed you that, you know what, I'm going through the same thing that you are. A long time ago, though, I just decided some of that nitty-gritty words needed to be used to relate to other people. I try not to call people bastards, but if we were describing something in a room full of people who were trying to understand why we get angry at people who depict being a bastard, the word will come out. There are just times where people continually act like asses or like an asshole, right? Well, does that mean that they are worthless? Does that mean that they are that part of the body? No, but they're depicting something that just really isn't well liked. And so we tend to use the word of either a donkey or a body part to put down. Well, in those moments, we can relate why we would use those words, right? If we really put it out there and we go, well, the term was to tear down or to shame or to put that person in their place because that's how they were making me feel. I can relate to you there, and I appreciate your honesty. Does that mean that we think that person embodies that all the time? No. No, we know they don't. So when we start to understand that in society, words could have been used to do many things, to tell us how to act or tell us how to not act. But we allowed those swear words to come in and to create huge chasms in communication because somebody swore. And it really is because when those words hit the table or hit the conversation, they quickly divide. If you do not take a look at what's coming out of your mouth, you won't be able to stand up for the Lord either. And you won't be able to ask questions if you're someone searching for your faith. I encourage you to take a look at what's coming out of your mouth. I know what's coming out of mine. Do I like it all the time? Probably not, no. No. But I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I'd rather be the person who says that I tried mostly not to say words like, oh my God, God damn. That one doesn't come out of my mouth. That one's like, you might as well cut me in half. Oh my God tends to be like, for someone who has faith and is also acting surprised, you can justify it. No. No. I don't think so. I'd rather say the F-bomb every other word in a sentence than try to justify to God why I swore on his name. Something to think about, guys. Do I think that we want to teach our children how to swear like a pro in a sentence? No. I just think we should explain to them why we do it. So when it comes time for them choosing not to do something, instead of hearing shame, 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 and you're going to amount to nothing, we explain to them that swear words are an embodiment of pain, frustration, ignorance, fear, loneliness, anxiety. We could go on for days there. It's the absence of Christ, and we're not going to do that as a society. We're going to be real and honest and say that we make mistakes. And if we say a word that is directly at a person to hurt them, we have the opportunity to apologize. If we use words to describe behaviors and it's one-on-one or it's so we can all relate in a group, let's not get tripped up when we use some words that most people don't like to spell out. How about we try to be the people who stand up for the Lord? And we realize that words are out there and they work. And we're going to be the people who stand up against people taking his name in vain. Come on, guys. We can do it together. All right. It was great to see you. Don't forget to check out the blog, Sheer Passion to blog at blogspot.com. I had to think about that. It's tough to say it in all one time. Good to see you. Thanks. Bye.